We've got good lighting today, everybody, because it's really sunny out. Look how sunny it is. Look at that. So I've had to move my camera slightly. I was going to film on that side of the sofa, but you couldn't see me. It was just bright. So I'm joined with Koala, who doesn't have a name. He kind of just is Koala. And this is just going to be one of those random videos I make where I see a project in the corner of my room and like I know exactly what I want to do with that, and I want to film it because I like filming everything I do, because then I can relive it back, because I've got a bad memory. So here we have a box of, can't really see because the sun, but it's got a bunch of, so random, flashcards. So this is one that I took out the packet. This is an orange one. The lighting is it's actually too bright now. Usually I struggle with trying to get it bright enough, but now it's too bright. Is that better? Maybe if we move out the sun a bit, that might be a bit better. I'm professional. So these are, yeah, that's better. These are the orange ones. I took them out the packet just so I can feel the paper, etc. Don't know if I want to laminate them yet. I have a lot of laminating sheets left over and I don't want the laminator. My parents don't want the laminator. So I need some use for the laminator anyway. So I've got orange ones. They came with blue. Can't really see because there's cardboard either side, but blue, and they all come with like a ring, like a light yellow, limeish green. I wouldn't really know what colour you call that. Lilac, a light purple, and a light pink. So it really bothers me, right? I know you probably know what I'm going to say right now. How all these are pastel colours, but then there's this random orange one. Like, sure, but why? Why couldn't they have made it like pastel as well? Like, it doesn't really fit with the theme, does it? Like, I bought these as like a set. Like, they came, I didn't just buy them, they came as a set. So don't really know what's going on there. And then to go with them, I've got, they're called record cards, but people use these as flashcards as well. I don't really know what else you're meant to use these for, actually. But I'm going to cut them in half is my aim. So I opened one set just so I could look at them. And I hole punched some of them. I've put a hole punch in them, hey, just so I could see if they would go on the rings, which I also put. So we've got some rings here. Don't know where the other rings are. I do have spare rings as well, which I took like from like key rings and stuff. They like have a clip on them, a bit like a carabiner but circular. So that's what these are. And so we're gonna make a load of flashcards. These are gonna be cut like down there. So, and they're double-sided. There's blue, pink, green, and yellow. And I'm gonna just fold them out and either like split them that way, like when you rip it after you've folded it many times, or I'm just gonna cut them. I'm not really too sure yet, but we've got two sets of them. And I want to make flashcards because I used to have like an online, well, an app flashcard, like a flashcard, I forgot the name of it. It was what I had been using since I was in college, but then I just started like creating my own little things, and it's how I learnt like all the states of America, things that I really don't need to know as a 25-year-old British person, but I just like to know things. And I was saying to my mum the other day, I was like, my brain feels like, it feels stale because I haven't been learning anything new. Like, I've just been chilling really over the summer. I haven't really been learning much. Like, yeah, I've been keeping myself busy and preoccupied and stuff, but I haven't really been exercising my brain. I feel like my brain is going like, it needs to learn something and needs to memorize something, needs to have something to do, because I've been keeping my hands busy and my body busy, but not my brain. Like, I've been playing my new game. I've got like I've actually got like flashcards ready made. I can show you my box. Actually, we can look at my card game box. So this is my crate. There they are. There's my two spare things. You can go in the box. So this is my card game box. Don't know if it's probably going to be backwards for you. And in here I have flags of the world. So this is stuff that I like to do sometimes. I'm getting to the exercise game that I've got. I've got like an exercise, it's somewhere in there. So these are like flashcards. They've got the flag on the back, and then they've got the name, the flag again, and like the capital, Georgetown, where in the what like continent it's in, North America, the population, how many square miles it is, and the currency. And so I like to learn some of these. I'm currently learning all of Africa doing that. I'm working on like continent by continent. So I don't need flags. I'm good with flags. You can ask anybody. I am quite good with flags. And I've got this isn't a game. They're digital detox cards. And I got these from notonthehighstreet.com. And the trouble I had getting these delivered to my house because of Yodel. Honestly, I don't like Yodel. So they're really just cards. And they just say, you know, refrain from holding your device in your hand or keeping it in your pocket when it's out of use. Store it out of sight elsewhere. So again, if people have watched my videos for a while, I noticed probably the end of last year, beginning of this year, that I had quite a big addiction to my phone. I don't really know why, because I hardly speak to anybody in the world. It's literally just, I just like to hold it. I just like to have it in my hand. And I realised how it's just not good for my mental health personally, doing that. So I don't want to do that anymore. But a lot of the things on my phone, I've now had to create things for offline. Challenge yourself to refrain from using any of your devices during the first hour after you wake up in the morning. I don't really use my phone in the first hour after waking up. Like, for my alarm, yeah. But I've actually put a clock up now. You can see it. No, it's not there, actually. There? Where's the... Oh, yes, there. There's the clock. I've put a clock up. So I don't have to constantly check. Because that's one thing, like, probably everyone can relate to that, is you go on your phone to check the time, and then you see notifications, and then you've got to go and check that, and then you're like, oh, look at that app, and then you're like, oh, I want to play that game again, and then you fall down the rabbit hole, and next thing you know, it's 5 hours later. So I've put a clock up, at least in this room. Refrain from immediately using the internet to research non-work related information that you've forgotten or want to know. Wait 24 hours before going online to find the answer. Well, that's a bit stupid, isn't it, actually? But, so there be cards. There be cards, but that's not what I wanted to show people. Can we get in? Thank you. So yeah, they're only like £4. They were from the Gift Republic on not on thehighstreet.com. This is my pack of Jumbo playing cards. I bought this on one of my holidays with my tickets from the arcade. I needed something. I was like, that'll do. This game. This is called Shuffle, and I play this quite a lot, where you just take the cards and it says how to shuffle. But the thing is with this, I got it from Etsy, and the dude on Etsy said you can play it in any way possible. I've played it in all sorts of ways. Sometimes I just take half of them, or sometimes all of them, and I'll just put them like that. I'll put some music on, and you turn it, and it'll give you an instruction. So that's mountain climb, 8 reps. Sometimes I'll put them like in like 15 in a row, like in 3 rows in front of me, and I'll like turn them over and have to do like both of them back to back. Like if it's like, for example, we'll choose 2 different cards. So for example, tuck jumps, and you've always got rewind cards, so I usually take those out actually. Let me find another one. Leg rises. So I'll do both of them like in conjunction with one another, and then I'll turn them over and do it again. Exactly. You can just play it in any way you really want to play it, which is quite good. I think it says on the back, the exercise features in the game have been selected for their diversity and effectiveness, combined full body plyometric movement with cardio core, provide a balanced workout you can perform anytime, anywhere, indoors or outdoors, pretty much. www.etsy.com/UK/shop/shuffle fit. But the app, on the app on Etsy, on the shop website, it does say you can do whatever you want with them, really. Like, you can. That's what the fun thing about it, you know. Play it anytime, anywhere, whether you've got an internet connection or not. This is my periodic table cards. So we don't need to make any of them. Then I've got a lot of top trump cards with nobody to play them with, but they're all like, apart from one which my mum bought for me from a charity shop like years ago, The Simpsons. Apart from them, the rest of them are educational. Top trumps, the elements of the periodic table. Can you see I love science? Top trumps, wonders of the world and geography, and the lakes in the Lake District. And it comes with a map. This thing comes with a map, everybody. If you take it out, can we get it out? Can we get the map out? Can we get the map out? So, what is my life? So it comes with a map of the Lake District, and then it says the Lake District on the back. How fun is that, everybody? I've never been to the lake. I've always wanted to go to the Lake District, but it's one of those places where like you can just imagine people will talk to you, and like my anxiety I don't ever want to come across as rude to people, and so my anxiety isn't really with that right now. Yeah, that's all of them. This game called Noggin, which I've never played because I don't have anyone to play with because I have no friends. Uno. It's Uno, and then I've got a whole collection. That's another set of playing cards. I think my mum got these from me, also from a charity shop or a car boot sale. My mum likes charity shops and car boot sales, but it's just a pack of playing cards, which is fun. I prefer big cards though because I'm blind. I've got an optician's appointment actually next Thursday. How fun. So these are all from, I had a bit of an addiction to collecting them for a while. These are all from McDonald's Happy Meals. They are all different types of Uno. I've got the whole set, but then I've got duplicates. So you can play 2 to 4 players, and they're miniature sets of Uno and a mini pack. These will be worth something one day. I just know it. And so I've got the original ones. I've got 3 of those. 3 original Unos. Then I've got only one Shrek. I've got 2 dragon ones, whatever that is. Is it How to Train Your Dragon? Something like that. I don't really watch cartoons all that much. 1 Madagascar, 1 Megamind, and 5 Trolls. I don't know why I have so many of these. I have not got a clue. Because they came in Happy Meals, usually I'd order 2 Happy Meals in one day. Like that'd be my food. It'd be like 8 chicken nuggets and probably the equivalent of a large chips. That's what 2 Happy Meals probably is. But so usually they'd give you like 2 of the same cards, and I think on 2 days they gave me like 2 sets of the Trolls ones. Oh, I've missed out my shuffle cards. I have probably lost one of these cards because the box is looking it's got a bit of a gap, and I don't ever remember there being a gap, so maybe one has gone wonky. I'm not really too sure. It shouldn't have, but I want to know why there's a gap in my cards. So they're my cards, right? So as we can all see, I'm not going to be able to fit them all in nicely again, am I? It took me ages to do that. Oh, and this bag, this bag is full of magnets, so it's kind of like my fidget toy. I don't really like fidget spinners and things, even though that's like so 2016. But like I love to play with these things. And like they've got like, you know, the little balls attached to them. And you can kind of, you know, make things with them. These aren't very good because they're off Amazon. They're kind of a bit... But I used to have a really good set when I was a kid. Me and my cousin always used to play with them. You know, things like that. And you can build things with them. They're just fun to kind of just... When you're feeling anxious and you need something to do, but you don't need anything brain stimulating, they're fun to play with. So that's them. They came in this bag. They came with the bag, kind of thing, which is fun. Noggin's kind of like, I don't really understand it, but you use your brain for it, which is what I really like. You've got to like think of words. Like it comes in like a box, but then it comes in a box in a little box. I don't really understand why they've done it like that. They said it's for marketing purposes, so that you see it easier on the shelf or something. I don't know. So that's I want to make, but they're not going to fit in here. So hence why I bought this box especially for them. And also, while I'm making this video, I just want to complete all my other weird little projects that I've got. I want to do some lettering things for I've got a scrapbook for my trip, for my past trips I should say, because it's not going to fit any more trips in it once I've done this one because it's almost full now. Yeah, that will do for now. We'll just shove that. So I want to colour these as well and cut these out. And I thought, well, there's no point making they're just the letters for my scrapbook. There's no point making a separate video over that. Why have I put them in there? They go in there. Is that all of them? That's not all of them, is it? No, there's 2 more there. There we go. So I'm just gonna shove them in on this video and just do some time lapses on this. So yeah, this is just a random video if people like just watching me craft in the background. I know some people enjoy my craft videos. I've had a few comments on them. I hope this is one that you like, really. And why are you not in frame? Hey. And so yeah, I will check in with people soon. I am back, and they took longer than I thought they would. And yes, I still have flashcards left, like I've got a whole pile of them, which I painstakingly like cut into fours, and so because I didn't need flashcards that big, and so I was cutting them into fours to make smaller ones like this, because my other ones were that size. I was just like, I've got a whole, my fruit basket here full of all different sorts of flashcards for absolutely everything you can possibly think of that you'd need flashcards for, well, that I would need flashcards for, right? And so I was like, there's literally nothing else I want to make flashcards for. So I was like, right, well, I'm calling it quits here. I'm not making any more. But like, even just making these flashcards, I've learned stuff, obviously, because I've had to write them out. So I'll just show you which ones I've got first. So one of the first ones I made was European countries and their capitals, because there was a question on, I can't remember the quiz show. It was like The Chase or Tipping Point or one of the weird little quiz shows that my mum watches, and I didn't know the answer to it because I've spent so much time. Did you hear that? Anyway, I spent so much time like on Australia and like the US. I know the capitals of all the US states as well. But if I look pale, by the way, it's because I'm really unwell. I want to film this, like the outro to this, so I can get into bed and edit it on my laptop. And because I'm not doing great at all. So what was I saying? My brain went dead. I heard a weird buzz or a weird like alarm. I thought it was a fire alarm or something, but it mustn't have been. No, I made all these, and so yeah, I didn't know the answer to one of these questions, which was like, what's the capital? It was a really easy one as well. It was like, what's the capital of Finland or something, or I don't know. It was some shit that I should have known, but I didn't. I was quite disappointed in myself because I do hold myself to such a stupidly high standard, don't I? So I was like, well, time to learn all the European countries and their capitals, and there is a lot of them. So like you've got Hungary, and so the way I'm gonna like learn these is, you know, I don't own a TV anymore, so even though I watch things on my laptop, sometimes it dies. Sometimes I went to the opticians yesterday, so a bit of some life updates, because I said to people that like my vlogs, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna make vlogs anymore, but I'm gonna just do little tiny life updates in these little one-off videos that I do, like making flashcards, etc. So in the meantime, I went to the opticians yesterday because I wasn't due for an appointment. You meant to go every 2 years, at least, like that's what they suggest here in England. But the last time I went was January 2023, so almost 2 years, but I didn't get a reminder. I did book an appointment myself to go, because I wanted new sunglasses, right? So when I went in January 2023, right, so this was just before going to Australia in the February. I was in February 2023. I wanted sunglasses, right? Because on prescription, because I was having the issue, right? I didn't have them when I went the first time. The issue I was having, because I just had a pair of like normal shop bought sunglasses, was I could only see when I had my normal glasses on, and I would take them off to put my sunglasses on, and like, yeah, my eyes were protected, but they weren't because I couldn't see, and it gave me a headache because my left eye specifically has always been really bad, and glaucoma runs in my family. My granddad on my dad's side went blind from it quite young. He's passed now, but it runs in the family, and the opticians get really worried. And so I went in January, and they were worried about my left eye because it had gotten like significantly worse. So if we look at the lenses on these, like how thick, I don't know if you can tell how thick the lenses are on these glasses. Are like stupidly thick, especially on the left eye. And so they wanted me to come every year anyway, really. So I made an appointment because I was getting like these weird headaches at night, and like these weird like vision disturbances is the way I described it to the optician. So I went to the opticians anyway because I needed a new pair of sunglasses, because my old pair of sunglasses wasn't in my new prescription or something like that. I can't remember. So I needed a new pair of sunglasses. So I went to the thing, and they like took the pictures of me eye, and they did that weird thing with the light, and they blew the puff of air, and I was like, absolutely not, I don't like that. For those who don't know, I have autism, very sensory, absolutely no, not near my face. I don't like dentists either. Prefer opticians to dentists. And he, honestly, that optician man must have been going through it, because he was so sad. I don't know what was wrong with him. I don't, but like I think I cheered him up because I kept making him laugh. But he was like, Oh, the only good thing in this world is the fact that your left eye's gotten better, Alex. It's gotten 0.22% better, which means that the prescription in my left eye can now go back down. And they were like, well, you don't need new sunglasses now because your old sunglasses meet your new prescription level. And I was like, well, I want new ones anyway. So I've got like a pair of sunglasses and a pair of glasses. I will definitely show them in one video that I'm making in the future. They'll be ready in like the next 7 days. On like the same brand as these. Actually, what brand are these? Unofficial. They're like a brand, I don't know, of sunglasses. They cost me about, I got a voucher. I don't know why I get a voucher, but I got a voucher for like a bit of money off them. But it came to about 100 something for them both, which was quite good. But yeah, I've got the kind of like identical, but one's just a sunglasses version of the other one. I could have got the glasses. Nobody cares, do they? No, but I do, so I'm going to talk about it. I could have got the glasses that like went dark automatically, but I don't like them because I like to either see crystal clear or have total like eye protection. I don't like there to be some sort of middle ground. I don't like the way they look. I don't like the way they feel on my eyes. And I also got an Apple Watch. Can we do the thing? Can we do the thing? No, got an Apple Watch. Honestly, it tracks my sleep, and that's the only reason. Track my heart rate and track my sleep, because I was waking up every morning tired, and I was like, I don't know why. I've tried to avoid screens for the past year or so. It wasn't there. But my optician did say I need to stop spending time on my screens because the eye strain that I had been going through wasn't like cancer of the eye, which is what I thought it was, because I think everything's something really drastic like that. It's because I'm spending too much time looking at a screen, which I get, right, because that is all I've got in my life is my phone and my laptop. That's the only communication I get in my day because I don't have friends, you know what I mean? The friends I do have live either the other side of the country or the other side of the world. You know what I mean? They're the only people I talk to, and all the only social interaction I get is online. So like what, I tell him I don't even own a TV. Like he goes, well, just turn the brightness down. And then they wanted me to get anti-glare protection on my glasses. I was like, no. So yeah. But what was I saying about screens? Oh yeah, sleeping. So I was waking up tired and I didn't know why. And I found out, I don't know if it's normal. Right, how do I get to me sleep? I'm not getting into deep sleep like at all. How do I get, right, yeah. So last night I slept for 7 hours and 23 minutes, right? And it breaks down your sleep. Anyone who's got an Apple Watch would know. So for a week, I slept from 3 a.m. until 10:30 a.m, right? Which is normal for me. Like that's a normal level of sleep for me. Like I'm a night owl through and through. I will not wake up early. Like no matter how early I go to bed, I will wake up at like 3 and then I'll fall back to sleep at 5 and again sleep till 10. Apparently built into your DNA, whether you're a night owl or an early bird. I watched a YouTube video about it a long time ago. Was it an ASAP Science video or a 42 video? There's a dude called 42, spelled like thought, 42. Yeah, I don't know. So, but within those 7 hours, I spent 14 minutes awake, 2 hours and 26 minutes in REM sleep, 4 hours and 56 minutes in core sleep, and 1 minute in deep sleep. Like, I don't know if that's wrong, but I'm just not reaching deep sleep. And if I am, it's like for a minute. And because I noticed on the, nobody gives one, they just want to look at me flashcards, don't they? But like, this is my life on my YouTube channel. So if you look at my thing, like where I did reach deep sleep, I jolted awake like just after that. Like I went straight from deep sleep straight to awake in like the 1 minute. Like one thing's going straight down and there's one going straight up to awake. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I do that. Like I've got new bed sheets now, so I did have like pure linen bed sheets, but it was making it. Did I mention this in a video? Or was I just nattering to my mother about it? I can't remember. But I got these, when I got my massive bed, it was hard to find sheets that fitted because it was a super king size bed, so I just went on to like thelinenstore.com or whatever it was.
3 days later.
And ordered some linen sheets, and they were like pure linen, so they were like super heavy. And it was taking me like 15 hours a day because I only had one sheet, because they were expensive, like £500. Or what's that? That's about 1,000 Australian dollars and about 700 US dollars. Just for my people that watch in other parts of the world. For them, so I didn't really want to buy a secondhand. I didn't know where else. I don't think I had an Amazon account at the time. I go forward and back with having the Amazon account on my phone. because I keep falling out of them because they keep leaving my parcels in unsecure locations, and the whole stealing my parcel thing happens with. I just get things delivered to like in post boxes now, like the little Amazon locker things, but for other companies and like to shops. For example, I've got some clothes coming for Australia. I will be doing, might be doing a video about it. I don't know if I want to post it though, because I don't really like making videos about that. As you can probably tell, I don't actually make videos surrounding that part. Sometimes I do coming home and like Airbnb tours and stuff, but no, I don't really talk much about it. Don't know why, but I might make a video about my clothes. So I'm getting those delivered. They're going to a Shell garage or like a gas station or a petrol station with like the indoor bit, like what you pay and where you can get like sweets from and stuff and drinks. They're going there tomorrow. Then I'm getting like some like new sprays and stuff, some sunscreen and stuff from like online, but that's getting delivered to like a pharmacy. These are all backed by my parents' house, so I'm sending me mum on a more wild goose chase tomorrow. She's quite happy to do it because she knows I struggle to do stuff like that, to go into shops that I don't know and stuff. God knows how I'm going to cope in Australia, but hey ho, we'll just plop myself there and see how I get on, like some sort of social experiment, because I've gotten a lot worse since I was last there with my anxiety and stuff. So we're going to do that, and then she's going to pick those up from the pharmacy for me tomorrow. So I'm just getting things delivered, like click and collect sort of things out. I haven't got anything delivered here. So like, I thought that was my doorbell just going. I was like, no one's due to come to my house. So yeah, what was I saying? I can't remember actually. I'll probably watch this back when I'm editing it and be like, oh, that's what I was saying. So yeah. Anyway, flashcards. Don't think there was anything else I wanted to add. Talked about the opticians, talked about me watch. Don't know why I'm not sleeping very well. Sheets. That was it. Sheets. So yeah, 15 hours it was taking me. How did I get onto clothes from that? Oh yeah, I don't know. Amazon, because I didn't want to buy sheets from Amazon, right? So I had these really expensive sheets, and they were taking forever to wash because they were so thick, right? I couldn't put them all in the washing machine at once, right? So I had to do half of it, then wash them, then take the other out, half out, and I have no outdoor space here. Like, no outdoor space. Like can we see that from all the way over here? Over there, ignore the washing up bowl. Over there, I've got like a peg thing where I can like dry socks, and that's the closest I've got to like an outdoor washing line, is having that next to an open window when it's not raining. Like, that's the closest I've got to like air drying my stuff. And the rest of the stuff I just put on like clothes airers, like clothes dryers next to the heaters. But these things were massive. Like, this is a super king size bed, and it was heavy. Nothing was getting dry. It was taking like multiple washing and drying cycles, like on the dryer, and dryers cost a lot of money to run, and like hanging them up to dry for so many hours and having to be in all day to do it because they'd have to be constantly changed out. Like, some things would need to get washed, and I'll take like the pillowcases out and put the other things in to dry. And it was like 16 hours that I had to spend in once a week, because I like to have clean sheets once a week, because that's when you're meant to wash your sheets every single day, every single week, you know, for a full day. And I was like, no. And so I found new sheets off Amazon on my bed, and they are so smooth and nice. And I just put my other ones in a bag and sent them to my mum's house. I was like, fold these up and I'll use them for a spare. But they all fit in my washing machine. They're so thin. They're breathable ones, apparently. They're so thin that they all fit in the washing machine, and once they dry quite easily and quickly, they're brilliant. And so I'm sleeping well, like I'm falling asleep quite easily. I'm not uncomfortable at night. Though I do have a really bad back right now though. Like, I honestly have never felt pain like it. Like, I'm struggling to like stand up and sit down. So I need to get this video done and all that, so I can lie in bed and feel like I'm doing something. I'll be editing this video because I don't like lying there not doing anything. I feel like a waste of space. Anyway, countries and capitals of Africa. So I've just done like, I think I've remembered to do them all. I've just done every country and capital. I think I've done the American states and their capitals as well, because I know them if you give me multiple choice, but I don't know them off the top of my head. So if you say, what's the capital of Texas? I know that's Austin. Or like Florida, Tallahassee. Which one don't I know? Like North Carolina. Is that Columbia? I don't know. But like, I want to be able to just know them like that without multiple choice. Anyway, countries and capitals of Africa. So we've got like Gambia, which is Banjul. Don't know. But like, when I do learn them, so obviously, again, as I said, I don't have a TV. So sometimes I just sit here and I just like to read or something. And so I'll just be flicking through them and just memorizing them. You know, that's So maybe I can take some on the plane with me. That might be fun, mightn't it? Then we've got, right, the first 50, we're going to get back to this one. The first 50 square roots, right? This is something I've really struggled with in school. I've never been able to work out the square root to a number, ever. No. But we'll remember that one. We're gonna get back to that one because honestly, I taught myself how to do square roots and we'll get back to it. Australian Prime Ministers from 1901 to this year, 2024, in order. And so it has number 1, and it has Edmund Barton from 1901 to 1903. And number 2, Alfred Deakin, and all the years he was around a lot. I don't know who he was. Number 3, I was just doing what Google told me, writing what Google. I don't know how accurate any of these are, but this is what I'm gonna learn. So better than nothing, really, in it. What's this? Why is this not? Where's the front of it gone? Well, this is like yeah, okay, there's the front of it. Australian general knowledge questions. Most I did already know the answers to, so I'll just flick to a random one. What's the colours of the Australian national flag? Red, white and blue. Which Australian city is known as the City of Churches? Adelaide, I think. Was it Adelaide? Yes. Which is the smallest state in Australia by land area? It's either Tasmania or Victoria in it. Tasmania. Which desert makes up a large... Oh, the Victoria, the Great Victoria Desert. I did write these, but it was a while ago. You know what I mean? When did I do this one? Like, I did stop writing them a while ago, and they've just been sat there because I've been trying to think of more things to make flashcards about. I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm not doing it anymore. I wanted to get it done. They were just sat in this big ball for ages, so... what's this one? The countries and capitals of Australasia. That's quite... There's not very many of them. Fiji, the first one's obviously Australia, which is Canberra. Fiji, Suva, Kiribati, is that it? Marshall Islands, Micronesia. Again, as I said at the start of this video, I do have like the flags as like flashcards, as like actual ones from Amazon or wherever I got them from. So I didn't need to do flags or anything. What are you? The countries and capitals of Asia, to think a pattern. I just like to learn countries and capitals of things. So you've got like all the Japan and Indonesia and Bhutan. I can't even pronounce half the countries. What are you? English language. So I'm not in college anymore because I hated it there. But I don't hate learning, and I do really need, if I want to go anywhere like academically in life, like yes I am 10 years out of high school now, but I still don't have my English. Like in England it's called a GCSE. It's the exam we do at the end of high school, and you can't really do much about your maths and English GCSE. I have neither, but as somebody who I've always wanted to go into journalism, and I was really sad when I finished school that I didn't pass my English language, pass my English literature, because it's not that I'm stupid, like I may not know everything, but I'm not stupid. So like I was good at the coursework because we had coursework for English literature, but we didn't for English language. So like for the coursework, you might remember like doing all the books and stuff, and writing like about poetry and stuff. Obviously, I was good at that, and I was getting A stars in the coursework. But then when I did the actual exam, I tell people I've got an A star in English literature. I don't technically, but if I didn't have to do that exam, I would have got an A star. You know what I mean? And I just tell people, not like anyone like important, like job employers or anything like that, but just if people say, what did you get in English literature? I say an A star, because I believe that I would have, What does it matter anyway? But in the exam, I did so bad that it brought the A star right down to a C, but I still passed. A C is still a pass, I still passed it. But English language, however, because it's all exam-based, an E, which is next to an F. And so maths, I nearly passed. I think I was 2 points away from passing or something. I don't know. I was really close to passing, and I got a D with maths. But so I've been making English language flashcards to remember like all like the language and structure, fiction text types, themes and setting. There is another one somewhere, isn't there? Yeah, there's one. English language, characterization and narrative voice. So I just think maybe if I just memorize them all, most of them are also on the Bite Size app as well, which is like the GCSE app sort of thing online. So if I just memorize all these like techniques and then I pay privately to just go and do the exam and just focus and not think, because I won't know anybody because it's not a school setting, it's just a private sort of, there's just random adults in there that want the maths GCSE or their English GCSE, probably like for work or something, and they won't care about me and they don't know who I am, because I was in an exam hall in like a gym in school with like every human being that I hated, because I pretty much dropped out of mainstream school at 14. I didn't go to classes after that. I was in a completely separate building from everybody, and so putting me in the same exam hall as everybody else, no, I wasn't going to pass my exams, was I? No. But I really want to get my English GCSE because I really wanted to go into journalism. I wanted to be like Louis Theroux, is that his name? Is that how we pronounce his last name? That dude that goes like around the world and he like explores all those dodgy places. I wanted to be like him, but hey ho, that's not how life worked out, was it? No. US states and their capitals. Here they all are. We've got New York, Michigan is Lansing, Minnesota. This is where I get confused. Like all the ones that I don't really think about, I don't know. St. Paul, apparently. Mississippi, Missouri, or is that another state? No, it's Jackson. I think Missouri's another state. I want to be able to know them like that. Like I'm not as smart as I like to make out to be honest with you. General knowledge, like this is just like general knowledge. Like, which Greek philosopher was the tutor of Alexander the Great? Why is my watch dinging? Aristotle, apparently. Who was the British Prime Minister during World War One? David Lloyd George, apparently. So this was one. So this was, what's the square root of 144? And I was like, you know what? I don't know any of my square roots, right? So the other ones we've got anyway are countries and capitals of North America. You know, we've got the Canada, the America, the USA, and anatomy and their functions. That's quite a thick one, which is just bones and muscles. So it has the ribs, it has the humerus, the ulna, which is the forearm bone, apparently. The wrist bone, the metacarpals, which is the hand bones. Hand phalanges, which is the finger bones. There's also a foot phalange, which is the toe bones, I recall. I remember watching Taskmaster as I was writing them. Anyway, so I got to this question because I asked ChatGPT to just make me, in the end, to make me some questions, some general knowledge questions, and I can put them on flashcards. And so it's like, what's the square root of 144? I was like, yeah, I know what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to make a whole thing for flashcards. The first 50 flashcards. So like, what's the square root of 2, 4, 6, sort of thing like that. And so as I was sitting there trying to memorize all these stupid numbers, and long story short, I think I've figured out a way to do it. I want to show people how to do this. How am I going to do this? Right, we're going to put the camera, we're going to put all these back in my fruit bowl. Don't know what I'm going to do with them. I'm going to put them in that box, probably. It's under my bed, I think. There's nothing in it. But we're going to put them there. But right now, they're going to go in the fruit bowl, like so. I'm going to move my phone over there. We're going to do that. Right. Okay. So, I do just keep pen and paper here. That wasn't like set up like I'm Mr. Maker. So, right. I don't know if people can see. Can we zoom in a little bit? Yes, we can. So these are my first 50 square roots, right? So the way I worked out to do it, at least on pen and paper, you'll probably get faster doing it in your head after a while. And so we'll do, oh, well, I know that one because that one's 25, yeah. So we'll do like a hard one. Okay, 729. You know, that's not like a nice number, is it? No. So to find, what's the square root of 729? The first thing you're going to want to write down your squares up to 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then you just add the squared symbol next to all of them. So 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared, right up to 9 squared. And then you're going to want to put equal signs or if you just know him off by heart. I mean, I do know him, but I like a visual. So that 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, 5 squared is 25, 6 squared is 36, 7 squared is 49, 8 squared is 64, and 9 squared is 81. So if you want to put a visual there, you can. So what's the square root of 729, right? Can we all see that? Can we zoom in a bit more? Yes, we can. So we're going to find what's the square root of 729. So first we're going to look at this in like number here, right? And if it's a 9, so we're going to find the 2 numbers on here which end in a 9 in the unit section. So we've got the 3 squared, and we've got the 7 squared. And you'll notice that the both of these 2 numbers, which correlate to the 2 9s, will always add up to 10. So this one and this one will always add up to 10. So 7 plus 3 will be 10. So for example, if it ended in a 4, it would be the 8 squared, and it'll be the 2 squared, 8 and 2 always make 10. So we're looking at these here, right? So we know that it's either going to end, our answer is either going to end in a 3 or a 7. So we can write that down, 3 or a 7, right? We following? And then we're going to look at the first digit. If it's a 4-digit number, we look at the first 2 digits. If it's a 2-digit, like a 3-digit number, we look at this digit here. So that's a 7, right? So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go down the list, right? Go down this list and see, and go to the one where 7 fits in, but it doesn't go over. So it can't be 9 because 9 goes over 7. So it's got to be 4, right? So it's got to be 2, right? And then we times that 2. Right? We times that 2 with the next number along, which will be 3, right? Which equals 6. Right, now, if that number, that 7, is higher than the number we get to, right, then it's going to be the bigger one of these first numbers that we found, right? So if the answer is a 6, obviously 6 is less than 7, so it's going to be 27. And that should be our answer. There you are. 27. Backwards probably for you, but it says 27. That's how you work out the square root. Can we zoom back out now, please? There we go. That's how you work out the square root of a number. I probably explained that absolutely terribly, didn't I? But long story short, if I've got a pen and paper, I will eventually learn how to do that in my head. But now I've got the basics done. I learned that in 8 minutes. 8 minutes it took me to learn to do that. What school couldn't teach me in 8 years. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, yeah, I'm a big advocate for my hatred for the school system, but my love for learning, and how the school system, school, college, etc. kind of took away that spark in me to want to learn. For example, I've never really painted again since I left like school. Like I did art in college. And it kind of just took the joy of it away from it. It went from something that I did like every single day to something that every time I did it, it just brought back bad memories. Might not be like that for everyone, but it was like that for me, you know? So I was quite proud of myself when I learned how to do that. I was actually. Anyway, that's how you do square roots. Probably made no sense to people at all, but hey ho. But yeah, I'm not feeling great, so I'm going to bed. But I'm going to edit this video and it will be up sometime because I've got videos to make. I've got a backlog of videos to make to release over the next couple of months and stuff. But yeah, I hope people enjoyed watching me. I don't know right now if I'm going to voice over the bits or if I'm just going to use it. Probably voice over. I don't know. You would have watched it by now anyway. But at this point, I don't know. And I hope people learn anything from my rambling, you know what I mean? But hey ho. And I will catch you all in my next video. I'm absolutely freezing. Absolutely freezing. I'm going to go and get under my bed. Under my bed. In bed. Under my covers. With a hot water bottle. Toodaloo.
It feels like forever since I've done voiceovers. But I didn't know whether or not I was going to do a voiceover or put music in these. But then I realised I didn't have my premium subscription of this app that I use, Splice, on iPhones anymore. And you can only add music if you have a premium subscription. But it's like a £10 a week or something like that. Like who is going to pay a £10 a week when like yeah, like fair, yeah, like it's a good price for all the features you get, but like my videos are such like long haul videos that, you know, I want to be able to get a few videos out in that time, but it's just not possible. So I can make the most of like a week's worth of, you know, paying for it, because there's no point paying for it when videos, sometimes my videos take months to make. Like, for example, there's a project I'm working on and it's been over a year now, really, because I'm stalling with it. But you know what I mean? So like, I don't want to have to pay for like 10, 11, 12 months worth of thing when I'm only going to use it once, you know? So I don't pay for that unless like I know I've got a bunch of videos ready to go. Maybe I will. I don't know. If you hear any like music in the background of this and I've decided to just bite the bullet and pay for it, whatever it is, it's a stupid price anyway. Anyway, what you see me doing here is I got these big flashcards, as you saw in the clip that you just watched, but like they were massive, like they were like half the size to a piece of paper or something. Like I didn't need that much space, and I was like, you know, it's just a waste of paper and a waste of space. So what I originally was doing was folding them in half to, you know, then cut them in half. And I was going to do that, but then I was like, that's still too big. Like, I want them roughly the same size as the other ones. And so later on in the video, like after I'd finished using up all the other ones, the plain ones that were already hole punched, when I saw like they were the perfect size, I wanted to make these ones that you see me folding here the perfect size. So I ended up folding them and then cutting them again and then hole punching them. God knows how I got all the hole punches in the same place. Like, that was something I was scared that I wouldn't be able to do. Like, I wouldn't be able to get them lined up properly, but I did. Just about, which I was quite proud of, actually. But yeah, I really do love really repetitive tasks like this. It's just, I'm not meant to, like, I know everyone's different. I've recently, I don't really talk about it, but I've recently been diagnosed with ADHD. Not the hyperactivity kind, well, it all falls under the same umbrella, doesn't it? But quite the inattentive, I think it's called, type of ADHD. It's something that I don't really... I've never really thought of myself as having ADHD because you hear on the TV them talking about like people, like kids, like younger kids that like don't sit still and are always like acting up in class and stuff as a kid. And I was never like that as a kid. And now like I can sit still and do this for hours, like, as you can see. But the doctors gave me like a screening and paid, and like the funding went private, so I could get privately diagnosed, and I did. So I apparently met the criteria. So hey ho, there we are. But like one of the questions that that was on the screening was, do you hate like monotonous, repetitive tasks, or do you find them boring? And I was like, no. Like, I know that's like one of like the quote unquote symptoms of ADHD. I know everyone's different and it is like a spectrum, a lot like autism, and I do have autism as well, and people that don't know me are like, well, you're not autistic, because again, it's a spectrum, you know. Like, it's the anxiety more than anything that affects me. But I do really love repetitive tasks. Like, I find them so, like, it's like a meditation for me almost. I find them really therapeutic. What am I writing here? Oh, I'm doing I did flashcards for like body anatomy, but like bones and muscles, specifically bones and muscles. Wow, I'm really zoomed out there. I was just like watching stuff and just writing. I was like, well, where am I going to find things to make flashcards from? So I went between like Google, Wikipedia, and ChatGPT to make flashcards, and yeah, I think they turned out all right. I was actually learning as I was writing, because I'm one of those sorts of people that just learns as I write. The reason why I took these flashcards apart and like made all different colours, so instead of having like an orange set, a blue set, a yellow set, is because I didn't know if I was going to use all one colour for one thing. Like, what if one set only had like 8 cards in it, you know? And the other one, because one way of memorising is through colour. So if you use like different coloured cards in a pack, then you'll kind of associate the fact with a colour. And it's a lot easier to remember things instead of every single fact on the one topic being one colour. It's just a memorisation technique. Everyone learns differently. And I do really enjoy learning. I just really wanted to make some flashcards, really, because, you know, I read books sometimes. That's kind of where, like, my attention kind of wanders away. You couldn't really put like a novel in front of me and expect me to read it. I'll listen to the audiobook. I usually buy the audiobook and the real book so that I'm actually reading and like seeing the words and understanding the words, because I do have trouble spelling. But I'm also like listening to it, so it kind of does keep me engaged, like verbally and visually as well. So here, yeah, you don't see these after here, like I don't talk about them in the outro or anything, but what I'm doing here, I just thought I needed to do it, and I wanted to, like, I love filming things like this because it's quite satisfying to watch. And I was like, they're for my Australia. I've got like a scrapbook for Australia, and I didn't know where else to put them. So in the meantime, like while I was doing this video, like when my camera was charged and stuff, because I don't really film my memory book or anything like that, my scrapbook, while my camera was charging through like the time when it was charging, I was working on my scrapbook. So I have already used up all them by the time I did the outro to the video. But yeah, I just got these stickers. I actually bought them literally just because I wanted some white stickers for the front of that box that you saw at the beginning, the card games box, so the card games crate thing. Just wanted, but they didn't do any smaller packs. I was like, I know, I'll buy this big pack because I really need these letters for my scrapbook, like to make titles and stuff. Maybe one day I'll show people some pages in it. But right now it's under my bed. I'm not in the right frame of mind to be looking at that scrapbook right now. You know what I mean? So it will stay under there for the foreseeable future. But I had this coloured card. They literally gave you like 5 sheets of each colour or something, but then like 2 sheets of orange. And so I was like, you'll see me in a minute, like when I get to the orange, unless I've already been in the orange. Don't know, my memory's bad. But when I get to the orange, you'll see me like how spaced out they are here compared to the one I do with the orange one, because I tried to fit everything on. And I've already done the orange apparently. But I had the big ones, and they came with like little letters, and then there was these other letters as well that I wanted to colour. You'll see them in a minute. And I just wanted to back them on card. Like, I find doing stuff like this really repetitive. You'll find this next couple of minutes of this video, if you don't like stuff like this, I would skip forward about 15 minutes-ish. Maybe a bit more, not too sure. Because this is really all I do. I kind of just worked on this for about 4 or 5 days. Like, I've been doing this for like weeks. And I finished the actual flashcard ages ago, and they were just sat, and I was like, well, I need to find more things to make flashcards for, but I just couldn't, and there was no point, because if I just overwhelm myself with different things, then I'm actually not going to touch them, because I'm just going to feel overwhelmed. So I just wanted to keep to the ones I actually wanted/needed to know, the countries, capitals and things for just me. I've done some English ones as well for an English GCSE, which I will do in the not too distant future. Maybe when I come home from my trip, I might seriously think about trying to get that GCSE, because I haven't got it yet. But I speak about that at the end anyway, because I'm filming this after I film the outro and after I've edited the outro. This is like the last thing that I was I'm doing, because I haven't done a voiceover in like literally months. It's probably been like nearly a year since I've done voiceovers. Probably the start of the year was the last time I did like a full-on voiceover. And every time my air freshener goes off, I've had it for like 3 months now, and it still makes me jump a little bit. So yeah, these letters, I printed these off I got a printer. I don't know when I got it. I don't know if I spoke about it, but I got a printer. Don't really know why. I needed it for like one thing, like to print out like something from my visa or something. And then I was like, well, I don't need it now. But I was like, I'll keep it because I've found a perfect space for it. It fits in like a glove. It's white, so it matches my walls, so it doesn't stick out too much. Because there's all sorts of colours. They do all sorts of colours of printers now. It's quite jazzy in PC World. It's not called PC World anymore. That's showing me ages. And it's called Currys now. Because there was a PC World and a Currys. And then there was PC World and Currys, which they were like merged into one. And now it's just Currys. You know, I hated that blue colour. Absolutely despised it. Yeah, that purple's nice. I got these pens from the arcade. Did I make a video? Probably not. I don't know. But I won them with me tickets. There was nothing else I wanted, so I got them. I colour these. I was watching this before when I was just looking through this. I colour really weirdly. Like, look at me turning the page. Look at it doing a little twirl. Like, why can't I just keep the page straight? Why am I doing that? I don't actually subconsciously know that I'm doing that when I'm colouring. I think I've just coloured like that for so long. People have always said if they've watched me colour that I colour weirdly. But, like, I don't see it myself. Maybe I do. So I did start to, like outline every letter individually, as you see here. But when it gets to the last, I think the last two or the last three, I end up just colouring the whole background pretty much because it was just, in my opinion, quicker. So here you see me circling each letter while it's doing it. Honestly, the way I twirl those pages, it really does make me giggle, because why am I doing it like that? When you watch it sped up, it's really funny. But yeah, it just takes forever if you notice. Like, I'm only on the second line, and I'm only on the third line now, but it just took so long. But yeah, I trying to fill 30 minutes of space. I'm only up to 11 minutes. Trying to fill 30 minutes of space with me just constantly talking is not the easiest thing to do, especially when I haven't voice recorded for a long time. But I wanted to get this video done. Like, so here you see me doing like a line at a time, and it just looks a lot quicker. Look, I've already done 2 lines, halfway through 3, and then on to 4. I just thought it was like a tiny bit quicker. That gives me a headache watching me spin that around like that really quickly. Sorry if that's hurting anybody else's head, but I've already got a headache, so but nobody cares about that. So here you see me just doing like the full thing. I do like that orange. I've got a thing for orange at the moment. I just think it's such a fun colour. I like yellow as well. Like, I'm putting like yellow as like an accent colour in my bedroom right now. And so here you see me cutting them all out. I do speed some bits up even quicker because it's just boring to watch, in my personal opinion. But yeah, I'm making like yellow an accent colour in my bedroom, and I've got like the wall for the yellow thing. I am taking down the yellow shells though, but that'll be in a video. Maybe the next video that you see of mine, or the video after that. I don't know, because I'm batch recording videos, so that's why I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to actually get the premium for this, because I am going to be batch, but I don't know if it's going to, I don't know. So yeah, here you see me, I've sped this up again like 5%, like 5 times, so instead of like it being at 2, it's now at 7, if you get what I mean, like on the app. Yeah, I'm a professional. I know exactly what I'm on about. Because, like, here you see me doing more flashcards. Am I on ChatGPT there? Yeah. What am I writing? I actually don't know what I'm writing. Yeah, they're the Australian Prime Ministers, I think. Not the British ones. No, I couldn't care less about the British ones. It's like how I know the Australian national anthem, but not the British national anthem. It's Australians, oh yeah, that one, Advance Australia Fair. I know that, but I don't know any other national anthem in the whole world except for the Australian one, which is a bit. Considering I'm not Australian, I find it a bit worrying. But like, I don't know much about England. Like, I get, because there's an app where you can do like citizenship tests, and it's like all in one app. So there's like one for America, England and Australia on there, and you can click which one you want to do. So I jokingly did them all. I got really low in American, because like I don't know anything about that country except for the country, like the capitals and the states, etc. That's all I know about that country, and a few of they're all like ex-presidents. I don't even know who the current president is. It's not Trump anymore, is it? Is it the other dude, Biden? It's not him anymore either, is it? It might be. You see what I mean? I don't follow the US at all. England, I don't even think I got a passing score in England, to be honest. But like Australia, I got like nearly all of them, because I'm a sado, really. Actually, there's no way to sugarcoat it. So yeah, here you see me using like the rest of the paper from when I cut out the bigger ones, like the big white letters. Here you see me using the rest of that paper to do them, because I don't like waste. You'll see me like when I'm doing like the small white letters, that I'm literally using like pure scraps of coloured paper, because I just didn't want them going in the bin, you know what I mean? They looked too nice for them to go in the bin, and I was really trying to be conservative with the orange, because I had like no full pages of orange left. Don't know why they gave me like 5 colours of every other one except for orange. Usually it's the red and the blues. Sorry, I'm really tired. I'm a professional. Yeah, usually it's like the red and the blues that go first, and they kind of give you loads of like the colours people don't like green and yellow and orange. But because the green was a bit of a boring green, it wasn't a vibrant green like what I wanted. But it was cheap, and it was off Amazon, and I needed coloured paper because I'd used the last of my coloured paper on my scrapbook ages ago, and I used the rest of the coloured paper on my scrapbook as well. So yeah, so these little letters you see, I'm just using like the bare bones scrap bits of paper so it didn't go to waste. Like I'm putting like the letters everywhere on all the little bits so it didn't get wasted. I'm really struggling to find things to say. But we're about halfway through now. Well, at least halfway through the voiceover. I was trying to fit as many as I could on that little blue one. I don't know why I did them wonky like that. Like, that's really bothering me. And that little bit of red. So there's not an even amount of letters on each colour because I was just sticking them on whichever piece of card I could find space on. So that none of it was wasted. So I think there was like significantly more yellow and purple than the rest of the colours. There wasn't very much blue if I remember correctly, but I used them all for me scrapbook, and it was perfectly fine. It was great, which was good. So here you see me cutting out all the letters individually. No, I didn't sleep very well last night at all. So yeah, there's significantly more purple. I don't know why, and there was a few more reds as well. Like if you see that random Z in the red, because I saw the Z and then I saw the red, and that rhymes. Yeah, so the rug you see me sitting was actually a new rug. Yeah, I got it to kind of break up the living room and the dining room and the kitchen and etc. So yeah, so now I've moved to the table, which was easier because I was getting like really bad stomach cramps, like constantly leaning over the floor like that, because I was sitting down there for hours at a time. Like you probably can't tell because of how much I've sped this up, how long this actually took me. But my camera kept dying, and my camera dies after an hour. So you can probably tell how many hours I've spent writing these flashcards, which was a lot of hours. And by the end of it, I was getting a bit fed up of it. Like, no matter how much patience I have, you can only have so much patience for doing the same thing over and over and over again, day in, day out. Especially when like I feel like I'm on a time restraint, which I feel I am really, because I've got a lot of videos to make because I want to backlog so that I don't have any pressure to post when I'm on my trip. But yeah, so here you see me doing like English language ones because I really need to get that GCSE done. And so I'm just making flashcards for it, which I don't do many of them. I just do like all the analysing language ones. And because that's what I really struggle with. Like I'm great with like the punctuation and the grammar. Not great spelling, but again, spellings are just patterns of words that if I actually took the time to learn them, then I probably would. Like my teachers always used to say regarding my spelling that I make careless mistakes because like I don't really think about it. It's not like something I've ever really tried to do and failed. I've just never really tried to learn to spell because, I mean, even now, I've gotten quite far in regards to writing without it. You know, I've got 3 poems published in the world and I didn't even need to, like, so before you get them published, they send you like a draft and say make any grammatical or spelling changes now if you need to. I've never needed to, you know what I mean? Because spell check exists these days, and like, you know, we have to do these exams where we have to learn to spell and stuff. But then when you go out into work, into the workplace, I can't think of anywhere where, like, you don't have access to a computer. Maybe I'm just being, like, really ignorant right now. I don't know. Maybe I am. But it is something I will learn to do. What am I doing, though? I'm doing capitals and countries of Asia, I think. Yeah, South Korea, Sri Lanka, whatever it's pronounced. I will learn them, and as I will learn them, I will like ask Siri for the pronunciation of them, or whatever, so that I can actually learn to pronounce them, so I don't sound ignorant again. Because I'm not good with pronouncing place names. But it's so satisfying watching someone write really quickly. But I promise you, my hand was aching. It was not great. And what am I doing now? Is that Australian general knowledge? No, we're still on English. I go to Australia general knowledge soon, and then I do like square roots, which I'm actually obsessed with right now because I watched like a 5-minute long video. And then I did some practice things of how to work out square roots, and like what a 5-minute video taught me, and what I like practiced myself. Taught me in so like 8 minutes. School couldn't teach me in like 8 years, and I was just really proud of myself that I just sat there and learned how to do square roots by myself on my coffee table at my house. You know what I mean? But yeah, you'll see a demonstration. Like I went full on, like, look at me. I feel like I'm some sort of mathematician. So yeah, here you see me. I've completed the other cards, the ones that don't have lines on them. So I was like, well, I want to make these cards the exact same size as the other cards. So I took a little section of them and I painstakingly folded each one. And then, did I fold them the other way? Yeah, I folded them the other way, which really didn't need to be done. So yeah, then I just started cutting them in half, just in a massive pile. I remember I was watching a true crime documentary. I forgot which one. I forgot the YouTuber, because it was like a new YouTuber that I started watching. Because like all my favourite YouTubers are like disappearing. Like Kevin stopped making videos except for like once a week, a couple of times a month or something like that. And like I miss him. Kevin, I miss you. You were my favourite YouTuber. I know you're gone, and like for someone who like doesn't have friends really, which is quite depressing. I've never really felt the need to have friends until recently. Like I don't know why all of a sudden the loneliness is kind of that's getting deep now, isn't it? The loneliness is kind of caught up to me. I've never felt lonely before in my life, like, ever. Like, yeah, I've missed certain people, and like, you know, I felt the missing part of life, but I've never really sat and felt lonely. Maybe it's from moving out. Maybe it was that, because I kind of have noticed like a decrease in my mental health and like an increase in like my loneliness and my overwhelm. Like, I find it really hard to get things done. I find it really hard to really take good care of myself a lot of the time. Slightly better in the summer than I am in the winter. In the winter, I kind of, what I like to jokingly say, I freeze like an ice cube. I freeze like because of the cold. I freeze because it's like my brain it just goes back to default in the cold weather. I just can't function in cold weather. It's like this. It's like I turn into a statue, but not because I'm cold, but because, yeah, the cold doesn't help, but because I don't know what it is. My parents say it's that seasonal affective depression, or seasonal affective disorder, whatever it's called, where the cold and the darkness increases the depression. Maybe it is. Maybe so. Here you see me making more of those little cards, because it's really fun to make, actually. I found them quite fun to like get the holes in the same places for each of the hole punches, because these didn't come hole punched, but I wanted them hole punched, so that I could keep all the little cards together, which was a good idea, I think. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so I just feel really overwhelmed because, like, I don't know, because I don't think I could ever go back to living with my parents, and I don't know anybody in England well enough to have a roommate, really. My landlord has told me a couple of times to get a roommate, to move to a 2-bedroom, one of the 2-bedroom apartments in this apartment block, to get a roommate, but I was like, no, because, yeah, when I wanted to move, they were trying to keep me around and trying to move me just to a different building, and I was like, no, I just want to move out the actual area, really. I don't want to live in this area. I don't want to live in this building. What am I writing now? I've no idea. I think these are just general knowledge questions, or maybe these are the Australian general knowledge questions. I don't know. I did a load of them all at once, and then I kind of just shoved them all in a basket for like a week, and then I was like, I'm not doing any more. But yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm actually not well today. No, I'm not well. My back hurts a lot. My head hurts a lot. So I wanted to get this video like done yesterday so that I could lie in bed today and upload it and like edit it and stuff. So I still felt like I was doing something. Again, I'm just repeating myself of what I said in my outro, but trying to fill 30 minutes of spaces is not the easiest thing to do. But I only got like 5 minutes left of voiceovers of doing these flashcards. There's just not much to really say about them because I can't actually see what I'm writing. Because I'm upside down unless I turn my phone. In what country would you find this is all general knowledge. What planet has the most moons, or whatever it said, Jupiter? Something like that. I don't know. I haven't even learnt them yet. They're kind of just still sat in a basket because I'm just not feeling great. I'm just not feeling great. So here you see me sat at my coffee table again. I moved between like my coffee table and my dining room table because it just depends. I just wanted somewhere soft to sit where I could sit like that because I sit with my legs crossed, like that's how I sit. I can't sit on chairs normally for long periods of time. It just hurts my knees, so I like to sit like that. So I moved to the coffee table and stuff to hole punch them, which was like doing all that was just so like, what's the word, like therapeutic. Like it was like a form of meditation, really. What am I writing now? I need to sneeze. Oh, I was doing the square roots, which are my literal pride and joy. Just cut the voice note because I needed to sneeze and I didn't want to sneeze on the voice recording thing because I don't know. I just didn't want to. I love to do square roots now. Like sometimes I just sit with a piece of paper and just flip through this pack of cards and just do them from front to back because it's just so fun. You can't really do it with the way I taught myself. Well, I didn't teach myself, did I really? I keep saying that, but like I watched a video and then like mastered it myself really because I kind of just watched like half the video and I was like, yep, okay, I get it now. It just made me why I need to stop rushing into things. But I get it now. Like and so I just sit there and like go through like the 3 and 4 digit ones in the pack of cards and just do them over and over again. Because again, that's probably just how I'm going to learn them really. Sometimes you don't have to sit there and just look at them and then flip them over and look at the answer and then look at them again and look at the answer. Sometimes you have to write them out and then like learn them that way. Because that's how I learn things. Like back in the day when I was like, when I was a poet, I still do write poems, but when I used to write poems, I could only write them out, like, to plan them in pen, and then only when they were, like, done, I could only then type them out. You couldn't just give me, like, a computer with, like, an empty Word document and tell me to write a poem. I'd have to write it down on a piece of paper first to kind of let it sink into my brain. And now a lot of those poems, like, I've memorised now. I am contemplating, like, I am becoming a TikTok poet. Now, it is an idea that's up in the air, and I haven't decided entirely yet. I am leaning more towards no, but I do really want to try. I do want to somehow express my poetry because I've got like hundreds of poems that are just sat on my Pages app, on my computer, on my iMac, my MacBook, and like I want to be able to like recite them, but like not on YouTube because I've got Twitch for my streaming, YouTube for just my daily life and my long form hour-long videos, but then I want something short that I can post which is something really meaningful, and like the best place for that is TikTok because I don't really want to do YouTube shorts. I don't really like YouTube shorts. I want a different like media, and like this TikTok, I don't know, maybe I'll think about it.